guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today we're going to go ahead and see what's inside this box. So as you may tell on the front, it actually mentions something about Funko Pops, but that's not what's in this box. These are actually PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games that I got for a great deal from a buddy of mine. So this guy actually works at GameStop and he had these extra games laying around and I got them for less than $1 a piece. So let's go ahead and see what I got. So if we go ahead and open up this box, you'll notice that it's jam-packed with PS2 and PlayStation 1 games. So we'll go ahead and check out these games and see if there's any that look interesting and see if there's any that I don't actually have in my collection that I've wanted to play. So we'll start out with some of these PlayStation 1 games here. So first we actually have this game called Ball Breaker. It says roll with the punches, roll over the competition. So has a pretty interesting cover on here. Never actually played the game, but it looks pretty fun. And then of course we have this pretty sweet Batman title. This is Batman Gotham City Racer. Now I haven't actually played this game before, but it looks like it might be a lot of fun and I do love Batman. So this will be a pretty interesting game to try. Then of course we have this classic. We have R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. So this is a classic right here. I remember playing this racing game growing up and it's one of my favorites. So it looks like it has all of the discs and manual included in here because this is a double wide case. Then we actually have the SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. Now I loved playing these games on the PlayStation 2. Don't believe I've actually played this on the PS1. So this one looks pretty interesting and I'll have to give it a try as I loved playing these wrestling games back in the day. And of course we have The Rock on the cover, Triple H, and some other classics on here. And then we have Test Drive 5. So this one says the must-have racing game of 1998. So this is over 20 years old. So this will be pretty interesting to try out. See if it still holds up today. It says bigger, badder, and faster. Pure street racing mayhem, realistic weather conditions, and night driving. Discover secret cars and tracks if you're good enough. High-flying action and head-to-head racing. So this also has everything included. Just the case itself may be a little bit broken right there. Then of course this classic we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Now I loved these series growing up and I love playing the Tony Hawk games. So this will be pretty fun to go ahead and play again and see if it still has that same nostalgia that it did growing up. Then of course we have NFL Blitz 2000. Now I actually played this on the N64, so I don't believe I've ever played it on the PS1. So everything is included in there. Then up next we have Need for Speed High Stakes. Now I love these series growing up and I played pretty much all of the Need for Speed games. And this one will be a lot of fun to try all over again. And of course another Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. We have the first one, which I played most of these on the Nintendo 64 growing up. Never really played them on the PS1, so this will be pretty fun to try them out. And then Pitfall 3D Beyond the Jungle. So this one looks pretty interesting. So I'll have to go ahead and try this game out. See if this adventure game is a lot of fun. Then of course we have X-Men Mutant Academy. So it says features costumes from the movie. So this one looks like a pretty fun game. And this one looks like a beat 'em up game. So it says train with fellow mutants and fight your way up the ranks, learning amazing moves and using your special powers to dominate supervillains. It's boot camp for fighters and only the strongest will survive. Professor X wants you. And then of course we have a Spawn game, The Eternal. So this one's another fighting game with the classic Spawn characters. Todd McFarlane's dark comic hero is unleashed. So this one looks pretty interesting, and I definitely think I'll enjoy this game. Believe that this one's been on my list for quite some time to go ahead and try out. So I'm really excited to see this one in this box. Then of course we have this classic Metal Gear Solid VR missions. And then Cool Borders 2, which is another fun game for the PlayStation 1. This is a pretty sweet snowboarding game. It says the ultimate snowboarding experience, where you race down hills and go ahead and do different tricks. So this will be pretty fun to play again. And then this one, we have ATV Quad Power Racing. So this one looks pretty fun. And then we have Monopoly. And then we have this game, just looks like it's the disc only. So it's Ninja Shadow of Darkness. And it actually has this Blockbuster sticker covering the entire disc. So I'll see if I can go ahead and get that off of this game right here. And maybe see if I can go ahead and complete the case with the original art and manual. And then on to these PlayStation 2 games. Looks like we have a lot here. I believe there's about 50 games in total, so this is definitely a great addition to my collection. So here we have this PlayStation 2 game, Shark Tale, which I take it's modeled after the movie. So this will be pretty interesting to try out. And then we have this classic. I loved these games growing up. They were a lot of fun. I had a great time doing all these different tricks on the slopes. This is SSX Tricky, and this one I had so much fun. It even has all this Blockbuster stickers on the back. It says quality guaranteed and previously viewed. So that's interesting. And then we have this Playboy game. So this is Playboy the Mansion, and it even has this little Playboy official merchandise sticker on here. And it has become the world's most famous Playboy. So I'm not exactly sure how this game plays, but it's definitely interesting to see and have in the collection. And of course, it's rated M for mature. And then we have Fight Club, which looks like a really fun game. It says real-time body damage that affects gameplay, characters and settings from the Fight Club film. Use environments to thrash your opponent. So I really enjoyed this movie, so we'll see how the game plays and see if it's a lot of fun, as I really like beat 'em up style games. So this is definitely pretty sweet. Then of course we have the sports title Madden 07, which I don't believe I have this one in my collection. And then we have Star Ocean Till the End of Time. So this one has a couple discs in here. And don't believe I've actually played this game, but it's made by Square Enix, so I'll have to go ahead and try out this game and see if it's any fun like the rest of the games. Then we have Guitar Hero 2, which I believe I have this because I have the matching guitar with it. So this is a pretty fun game. And then some more Metal Gear Solid. This is number 2, Sons of Liberty. So this one is definitely a classic right here, and these are really fun games. And then some Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. So this one is pretty interesting. Not sure if I actually played this one. I know I played all of the Tomb Raider games on the PS1. So I'll go ahead and try this game out, and it says Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life in theaters this summer. So it has some pretty sweet things on the cover, so that's pretty cool. And then we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which is in a Blockbuster case. And then we have Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. So this one looks pretty neat. I like the art style on this game here with this mummy, and this character says their mission is the same. Their methods couldn't be further apart. It says two heroes. You can play a Sphinx, a headstrong demigod, interact with hundreds of unique and imaginative creatures, enemies, and allies. Control the mummy when you need to rely on stealth and creative, and sometimes painful puzzle solving to outwit your enemies. So this one looks like a lot of fun, and the character style on here is pretty interesting. So I'll go ahead and try out this game and see exactly how it is, because it looks pretty cool. And then we have Transformers the game. So this one actually looks like a lot of fun. And once again, it has a couple discs in here. It has a bonus disc, which is not for resale. And then we have 50 Cent Bulletproof, which I'm not exactly sure how this game plays. It says the ultimate 50 Cent experience, his music, his videos, his game. So I'll try this game out. And then of course God of War, which is one of my favorites. And then we have this Midnight Club Street Racing, which is also one of my favorites growing up. I love this series. These games are always great and a lot of fun. And then we have Virtua Fighter 4, which is another great series. I always loved the Virtua Fighter games. I played them constantly on the Sega Saturn, and this is definitely a lot of fun. It has this really large manual in here with some extra items for Sega, and it has a lot of the character moves in here with some character information. So this is a pretty cool game. And then we have Area 51, which says the conspiracy is no longer a theory. So it says discover the mind-blowing truth about UFOs, Roswell, alien autopsies, and more as you blast your way through the US government's most secret and secure military facility, Area 51. Plays like the best first-person shooter yet on the PS2. So this one looks interesting. I don't believe I've actually played it, but seems like a pretty cool alien game. Then of course we have this Ford Racing 2, which is another racing game, but with just all Ford vehicles. And this one, Superman Shadow of Apocalypse. So this one looks interesting. It says this is a job for Superman. Horrific weapons from the planet Apocalypse have fallen into the hands of supervillains. Only Superman has the power to thwart their insidious plot to take over the world. So this one has some animated sequences in here. It says over 40 minutes. Use all of Superman's amazing powers to fool fiendish foes. Battle your way through 14 detailed and diverse metropolis environments. So this one looks pretty interesting. I don't believe I've actually played this game. Hopefully this is much better than the Superman game on the Nintendo 64. This one looks like it's more animated, so I'll have to try this one out. Then we have this Kinetica game. So this one looks different. It says introducing kinetic suits, engineered to provide maximum speed and maneuverability. Slip into a kinetic suit and harness the ability to scale walls, execute intricate stunts, and reach terminal velocity. Pure speed never looked so good. So this one appears to be some sort of racing game, but it has a futuristic approach on it. And then Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones, which these are great games. It says 1 warrior, 2 souls. And then we have this Amplitude game. Has various artists on here: David Bowie, Blink-182, Pink, POD, Run DMC, Garbage. So it says Feel the Beat. So this one, not exactly sure how this game plays, but I'll have to try it out. And then of course we have GoldenEye Rogue Agent. It says 007 Presents right here on the sticker. So this one looks like a pretty interesting game. Why save the world when you can rule it? And then of course some Mortal Kombat. We have Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Now this one was one of my favorites growing up. I really love this game. I'm not actually sure if I own it. So this is definitely a great addition in this box. And I love the entire Mortal Kombat series. But this game I had so much fun with growing up. And I just loved every aspect of it. It says a fight so brutal, so evil, so deadly. So this will be a lot of fun to play over again. And then we have Mobile Suit Gundam Federation versus Zeon. So this one actually says it has a gold award from Japan on here. Which side are you on? So this one looks pretty interesting. And then we have this Barbarian game. So this one actually looks neat, and don't believe I've actually played this one. It has 10 different characters with their own massive storyline and quest, 10 huge multi-level fighting arenas, 300 different story branches, RPG character upgrade system depending on experience earned, upgradable attack and magic combos, interactive environment, additional mini quests and new fighting rules, sophisticated tutorial, multiplayer combat mode 1 to 4 players. So this is definitely pretty sweet, and it says 2 to 8 characters can be played at the same time. So this one looks like a pretty sweet fighting game, and it has a pretty cool name, so I'll have to go ahead and try this game out and see what kind of style it actually is. Then we have another fighting game. We have UFC Throwdown. So this one looks pretty interesting. And then we have The Thing. So it says, this is one intense action horror game. You gotta play this one, man. It'll blast you against the wall. So I'll try this one out. And then we have this driver game. It says Take the Wheel. And then we have this Final Fantasy X2. Now this one actually doesn't have the original case. It just has the disc only. And then this one is Prince of Persia Warrior Within. So once again, this one is just a disc only. And then this one says Dance Dance Revolution Supernova. But the game inside is actually Need for Speed Carbon. And it has the DDR Supernova manual in here. And then last we have this Jack 3 case. And once we open it up, we actually have this game. It's a disc only. It's Katamari Damacy. So this one looks like a lot of fun. Heard some pretty cool things about this game. I've never actually played it, so this will be a great opportunity to go ahead and try it out. Overall, I am super excited to pick up these games. There's about 50 of these games here for less than $1 a piece. You can't beat that, as 99% of these games are actually full and complete, and they're in very good shape, minus a couple stickers that I'll have to go ahead and clean off. So I am super excited to try out these games. We have tons for the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 that I don't have in my collection and I haven't actually played before. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.